Fans, we are back once again with another edition of Ryder's Rasslin review featuring that great new long-awaited open courtesy of DJ Immortal Brandon Brown. Before we get into the rest of the intros, Mr. Ryder, the big bad wolf himself, what do you think of that? Sets the tone, doesn't it?
J.R. Ryder, the Giant Slayer, Matt Ryder. I'm Matt Ryder apparently this week. I've changed my name.
Well, we won't get
it was
on the
very
beach.
good. I liked it. It was very entertaining. It was a trip down
Play it
memory
again.
lane.
Play it again.
You want me to play it again? Okay, here we go. Hold on. There you go, Morris. What are your thoughts on that little piece of business?
I love it, and I love the rain effect. And I also just like to say that we do own the copyright to all the images used in the intro. And also, I'm a little bit under the weather today, and I look pale as fuck in comparison to the man in the middle with his lovely tan.
I get a lovely tan going on a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, certainly more than me. I look like a ghost right now.
Well, you are always working and tirelessly serving the interests of the people. So we'll definitely give you the pass on that one. But what a couple of weeks of sheer information here in the business. I thought I'd start off with what everybody seems to be talking about, and that's the old WrestleMania costs and their TKO's comments on ticket yield strategies and that sort of thing. Let's just take a look at this first from WrestleMania 42, which is coming up April 18th and 19th in Las Vegas, perhaps for the last time. The tickets went on sale about a week or so ago. And here's what we have. The cheapest being $854 US, all the way up to Section A on the floor, almost $9,000 US. But it gets better. Morris, you sent this over.
When you see this
to our attention, and this is the tickets for John Cena's final match. It's a Saturday night main event. Package 1, which is row A, is $11,500 per ticket. Fifth row, $6,500, all the way down to standard tickets ranging from $250 to $3,000. And then I think this little ditty here is a little deal where they'll give you a full meet and greet and all that experience as well for the December the 13th. It says premium floor seating. Not sure where that is exactly, but you get a photo op.
First 5 rows, I think. First 5 rows.
Is that it? Makes sense. You get a photo op with the man himself. You get a ringside photo, and it's a bargain at $5,500 per person. You can bring a date, and you've got a down payment for a home in many states there. Guys, I know we keep talking about this, but it's really it's showing no signs of abating. Am I wrong there?
No, they have no intention of lowering prices. I don't think they care if they sell out anymore. They already have this deal with Saudi worked out. It's going to happen, and when it does, WWE's dead, done. It's the end of the era. But I mean, Raw was empty the other night. If you looked, I mean, it was. I've never seen an arena that empty for Raw.
And the
Occasionally
tickets
they black out the nosebleed section, but I've never seen one that bad.
and the tickets over there were half the price that SmackDown was over here, but still might be too expensive in this climate.
I think
make revenue. You make revenue.
Well, if people are paying stupid money to sit in the first couple of rows, if they're paying 6,000-7,000, it doesn't matter 20 or 30 seats or whatever is left down the back, multiplied by however many people is in that front row. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think the operative word there is greed, and that seems to be something that that folks are really getting tired of. We'll talk about an interesting aspect of this story that we haven't covered before with a talent that walked away from NXT and some of the implications there. But I wanted to start off hot after this, Morris, by talking about the big event that's coming up. What are we about? We're
2 weeks.
2 weeks away from the Halloween Bash 2025, Sunday, October 19th at the Castle Comer Community Hall. Give all the fans the info that they need, because I bet you're getting down on the tickets too.
Well, we were in a situation maybe a couple of days ago where we were at 33% capacity. And after yesterday, a few more posters went up, social media adverts. We're well over 50% of the way there now. So I think we'll sell it out again. 2 weeks to go. The hometown boy in the middle goes for the NLW championship. We have a Halloween street fight, intergender street fight, and a couple of other regulars that people would recognize from the Irish scene there as well. So looking forward to that. That'll be our last show of the year, and then we'll kick back into the events probably February or March next year, because coming up to Christmas time, it's not a good thing for like wrestling. I suppose kids or families will be doing stuff with Santa, etc., etc. So we're going to do the Halloween Bash, and then we'll be back after Christmas before St. Patrick's Day.
So it's really been a very highly successful year for your company, and that's really good to see. Do you see the fans that come out to these shows? They're still largely a lot of families, correct?
Yes, you can get a ticket for any row at our show for €15, which would be $15. So very much affordable for families.
Well,
the price I paid for my SmackDown ticket would have got me, let me see, 11 or 12 tickets for this show.
I don't know what the exchange rate is right now. Is exchange rate in your favor or ours?
I think it's pretty close, isn't it? They just make exchange rates up. They're not a real thing anyway. It's like, the price of gas and the price of petrol and the price of oil. Yeah, it's this price and now it's this price. It's all bullshit. They all want us for the digital currency. That's what's coming, guys. That's what you need to watch out for. Digital currencies, digital IDs. It's happening in England.
As is most dystopian things right now. I also wanted to quickly talk about the event that I covered for this channel, Flex Wrestling, in the beginning, September 26th at the Mud Creek Bison Ranch in Savona, New York. Man, that was a tremendous show. That facility is amazing. It had a very hot crowd, very much ECW like vibes. It was an entertaining card from top to bottom. There were so many good matches. I can't really pick one out, but HC Loke and the crew were nothing but accommodating to me, so I thank them for that.
I have a question. How is the Man Beast looking these days?
I was talking to him, and I mentioned to him that the last time I saw him was 2013 in London, Ontario, at a defunct promotion that I work for by the name of Hardcore Road Trip, and he has not aged a day. He is still as thick as he ever was, moving just the way that he always did, and he had an incredible main event match against the hybrid Sean Carr, who also should be credited for his performance. That Rhino is a phenomenon, and he's got to be 50 almost now. He's been in the business so long because I think he broke in when he was 17. But my goodness, whatever he's doing, it's working.
He broke in before me. I know that.
Yeah,
always a gentleman. He's had the biggest.
Yeah.
He had the biggest legs in the locker room.
Still does.
Maybe next to Big Show. It was absurd how big his legs were.
Still does. And
he was squatting 1,000 pounds, some crazy number he could squat. He's only 3 feet tall, so that helps.
Yeah,
I've got some AEW news for you guys as well.
Okay, I'll just mention while we're on this topic of Flex Wrestling, the next show is called the Headbangers Ball. It will be at the Mud Creek Bison Ranch on December the 6th, 2025. In addition to the great upstate and New York State talent that you see there, Maddock, who had a great match, Sean Carr, H.C. Loke, Shale Connors. There will be Ricky Morton, and his son who's tearing it up. A wrestling appearance by, I believe it's Thrasher of the Headbangers, and of course the match that I am very excited about. It will be the Flex debut of the Kingpin, the ECW original Angel Medina, with myself managing him against a man that we've had an issue with for a number of years now. His name is Big Daddy Roy. He was at the last show against Angel that I promoted, and we beat him clean, but he thought it was a good idea to spit in my face. And if it wasn't for the involvement of Rene Dupree, he would not be walking there out of his on his own power. But this time, we're going to finish what we started. And I know it's a long way to a medical facility, but fortunately, Flex Wrestling has an ambulance there and EMTs. So I'm going to predict that they're going to be used for that match at least. Again, go to flexwrestling.com. Those front row seats, the tickets went on sale less than a week ago, and they're 50% gone. So I think Flex Wrestling is really on to something there. So looking forward to that.
It's nice to be working. I'm delighted, Jack, that you're working with professional people this time.
Great. It's a change. It's a change from the former Rinky Dink organization here. And you know what? There was no TMZ stories as a result of this show. So that's good.
Speaking of timeless people, this weekend I wasn't at the show. It was in Clare in Ireland on the West Coast, but Super Crazy was in town. And he had a match in Ireland over the weekend. I think he was doing a UK tour and he stopped over to Ireland. But AEW news anyway. As you know, NFL had their first match ever in Dublin the weekend. And I think it was the third highest viewed NFL game in Europe ever. So they will be coming back. But in AEW news related to that, Chris Jericho, who's still under contract, was in Dublin for a couple of days and joined the NFL on Tony Khan's dime while he doesn't appear on TV.
Nice.
So good for him.
I don't blame him. They're trying to keep
you got to put him over for being a worker. I mean, he's been in the. I guess he put out. Was it yesterday that it was the 35th anniversary of his first match in the business, and he's still going strong. So good for him. Yeah, I think they're talking about. You guys have probably heard the scuttlebutt on this, but they're talking about running a show to counter the Saudi WrestleMania, not this year, but the next one. What do you think of the advisability of that one?
Ryder called it already.
I think it's a good idea. I would do it. I think it's an opportunity to put themselves on the mat. Nothing else going on in town. You might as well.
And I believe you called that.
I would do it in Philadelphia myself.
I believe you called that on the last show that we were on together.
Yeah, they should. Absolutely, 100%. It'd be foolish not to. They might even be able to fill that damn stadium in Jacksonville if they did it right.
Why not use it?
Okay, I mean, everybody's doing it anyway. Price it right. Everybody's planning on going to WrestleMania anyway. I'd go run it right at the same damn time.
Mm-hmm. And all the indie promoters in the States and North America really would be thankful for that, because man, that's an industry in and of itself. But speaking of hypocrisy, in my opinion, have you heard about this story of this NXT talent? To, I guess she was a volleyball player. She was one of these athletes that was recruited through their system to go after, I guess, college athletes. Her name was or is Jasmine Nix. Did you guys see this story?
I saw this.
No.
Story.
Well, turns out she departed from WWE after being offered a second contract for $75,000, and got some. We'll read some of the comments from the WWE sycophants in a bit, including, I guess, Bully Ray. And no offense to Bully Ray, because I do respect him, but I think he skews WWE, which I get as well, being a TNA performer still. But basically, after 75 grand is done, you take out taxes, ring gear, insurance, travel, accommodation. I guess they don't pay for those things, or trans even. And it turns out to be, a lot of people are saying minimum wage at best, and she could make more money playing volleyball. And again, this is her second contract. I never saw her work, so I can't comment on good, bad, or indifferent, but I guess they wanted to keep her because they offered another one. But what do you think of the very low, I think objectively, developmental salary for these people coming in?
They were trying to pay me and Chris Daniels $500 a week. So we both turned it down. I mean, I get it if you think it's not enough money for you. I'm all about the money. She can make more money in volleyball. I don't blame her. I mean, that's probably her real passion. You know, that she only got offered it because she was good at volleyball. Maybe she can make $200,000-300,000 grand a year playing volleyball. Maybe $1 million. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I guess there's professional volleyball out there somewhere, right?
Mm.
Maybe in Dubai.
Soccer players. I don't want to watch soccer, but they love it over where Maurice is from.
Yeah. Is it a case where if they offer her a low wage, and the wage being low because maybe they think she does have potential, but they don't want to roll the dice on her and then hope that she'll stay around and maybe get better and then offer her a better contract?
No,
is that what's going on?
It's a case they got to keep their labor rate under 20%.
Mm.
So they got, Roman Reigns, 12 million, Seth, pop. By the time you get to the bottom, there's not a whole lot left.
Yeah.
They offered me and Daniel $75,000, we would have gone to OVW full time in a heartbeat. They offered us $500 a week, and that was more than Edge. So, I'm not mad at the girl. It's a business, and she can make more money doing something else. I mean, I made that decision too. Some point it is about the money. So I don't blame her. And listen, maybe she didn't like it. She wasn't getting a push, and if she doesn't believe in herself to do it, she doesn't want to do it anyway. So, got to commend her for leaving.
Yeah, I just think it's enlightening as to what this company's perspective is on wrestling, the wrestling business. They're looking at it as I'm not sure they're future oriented, because you would think you would pay your developmental people that you've had on TV, and she was on TV, at least a living wage if you thought that they would. She would have been cut otherwise, and they've offered her 2 contracts, and then now it's like, here you go, starvation wages again. I think it's very clear that
how old is she?
Like 25, 4, maybe a bit younger.
She's gonna starve to death on $75,000. She has some serious financial issues she needs to resolve.
I would imagine that a lot of people that would get contract offers like that could live together in that area. Like a lot of wrestlers could rent an apartment together and make it more affordable, and split bills and things like that.
Well, you get a roommate, but let's be realistic. The average family in America makes $58,000. We offer a 21-year-old girl $75,000. That's not enough to live on. I don't care if they pay taxes or not.
I think it would be different if they covered some of the some of the expenses. But you know, Mr. Ryder, better than either of us, that being on the road, that ain't cheap, and that can eat through that money pretty quickly.
If you're foolish. But where does NXT really go that they don't fly them? They were in Fort Lauderdale the other day. They all drove down and drove back the same night. That's 4 hours.
Did you hear?
And I'm sure they all drove down together and shared gas.
Yeah. Did you hear who was given out this week about Brock Lesnar? You know, with the Brock and the controversy and everything.
Which one?
Nobody. Nobody's given out about Brock Lesnar anymore because everyone's forgotten about it. Now we move on. Open the door for Vince.
And he's been they're saying that he's been written off TV, so maybe that helps till the Royal Rumble. But Bully Ray said on his podcast that talked about the situation with her and said that she lacked the same grind as pro wrestlers due to her soccer background. I thought it was volleyball. Whatever.
Okay.
Which soccer? She can definitely make more money.
Yeah, I think it's volleyball though. I'm not sure whether he's right on that. But he said that prompted her to reconsider when the company offered to re-sign her, and he said she most likely would have stayed put and grinded it out if it had been her passion and her dream. Oh my God, don't get me started on that. The same thing that they get criticized for, not treating it like a business. You're a mark for wrestling and gets exploited. One thing about wrestlers, they will accept the grind to chase a dream. When you get pulled in from soccer, MMA, football, whatever, it's not the same. I definitely agree with them there. You don't have that burning sensation in you, that burning passion, like a Stephanie Vacour who told me that wrestling was her nourishment when she didn't have enough food to eat. Oh my. That doesn't burn in Jasmine Nix. It's not the same mental state, not the same pit of your stomach grind where you need to do it, you need to make it.
I agree with the statement. I mean, it's not too far from what I just said, right? I mean, if you don't love it, you don't love it. And I said that when I started NXT, I said they were going to have guys there people there that don't love the business. They're just there because it's easy. I mean, it wasn't easy when I came through. We were driving to Kentucky for $25 to wrestle for Ann Rotten here and there, you know? I mean, it got easier the harder you worked. These kids don't even work hard. They don't know what hard work is. And now they have a lax schedule. They're off every weekend. I mean, there's no house shows anymore. They're still guaranteed $300,000 a year.
So what you're saying is somebody that's come from a soccer and or volleyball contract is actually lucky to be offered $75,000 to work for the biggest wrestling company in the world with no experience.
Yes, I would think that's a pretty good offer.
Yeah.
To learn, to go to school, and then get the opportunity to go make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Yeah.
I see that, but where do you draw the line in terms of that passion for the business? Because we hear so many of the people that we've talked to, not only the wrestlers but the folks on the production side and whatever. It seems to be that if you grow up a fan, that's treated as a negative, and then when you have that burning love for the business or whatever you want to call it, that's used against you. That seems like a difficult line to navigate, does it not?
There's a double standard for sure. And I got to tell you, I never understood that. There was guys that actually resent the fans. And I've never understood why they resent the fans. And they'll call them all marks. They're all smart marks. I don't care. They're all good to me. They did what I wanted them to do. They either booed me or they cheered me, and they helped pay me. So I really, I've never understood that mindset of the fans are the enemy kind of thing. It's very immature because you need them. And so does NFL, does NBA, so does soccer.
If the passion translates to hard work, then the hard work will translate to money.
Goldberg. Goldberg worked his ass off. I don't think he gets the credit for how hard he worked.
No, and he's talking about maybe rescinding his retirement, so that'll be something we'll have to watch too. Did either of you gentlemen get to see the Rasslin extravaganza on ESPN or Netflix if you're international or have a VPN?
I watched the highlights on YouTube of WrestlePalooza. It was okay. I mean, it was a house show with a couple good spots in it. The girls had the best match. But I thought Brock Lesnar and Cena was great. I don't know why every shit.
Oh, I did. I watched the first 2 matches. Now I remember. Yes, I did. And then I went to bed.
Yeah,
Seth Rollins CM Punk wives match was a complete disaster.
32 minutes as well.
Oh, AJ Lee out of ring shape.
Palestine versus trans rights, wasn't it? The ring gear.
Yes. Yeah.
What was it? Strange. Who had what? I didn't see this.
Mm-hmm.
Punk and Lee had they were supporting the 2S LGBTQ plus community, and Rollins and Becky Lynch were flouting the pro Palestine deal.
That makes sense.
In their gear.
Subtly, but it was there.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it always there?
Yeah, exactly. Why?
What makes you wake up? You're like, hey, I don't want to. This will get me with the face.
This will get me over. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a woman going for president over here, and there's only 3 candidates going for president now in Ireland because they blocked everybody else. And they're all 3 establishment parties, and one of the candidates is just Palestine, 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 Palestine. That is all she's talking about. And I'm just like, there's a big campaign over here. People are going to spoil their votes.
I don't know why.
But some of the controversy from this show was that it didn't get a good review by the company that picked it up. They gave it a C, which I thought was, pretty honest overall. And the other thing is that, as Vince Russo says, the king of pops, Triple H, promised all these surprises. And aside from Heyman coming out and doing some kind of an intro deal with Brock, the other surprise was Stephanie being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And the fact that she's going in before Shane or Vince, I think is an interesting choice. But people are saying that if you're going to promise like that and charge, I guess the app is $29.99 a month US dollars for that, unless you have a VPN and are in a country other than the US. I watched it on Netflix for no more than the Netflix subscription. But is there buyer's remorse finally that some of these people paying, I don't know how many $180 billion did they pay for this, for the privilege of covering or carrying WWE programming? They're seeing, holy cow, the product really probably isn't worth that.
I don't know if ESPN's going to have any regrets on that one. I mean, you have the big ones, this Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania are the big ones. These little one-offs, there's no big money there. I mean, they make something, but it's not like the other ones. I mean, WrestleMania is going to make them a boatload.
He really thought outside the box though this time, Triple H, by inducting his wife into the Hall of Fame. That's good booking.
I like how she says it like she's so surprised.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he didn't know. There would be a behind-the-scenes video with Triple H and the Undertaker talking. Now she doesn't know.
If they said it was me, I'd be surprised. Like, wait, what?
There is no way she didn't know.
Who can forget
There should be an enhancement talent division.
Yes.
I feel like I'm being robbed here of my Hall of Fame ring.
We called for that a long time ago.
I agree. But who can forget the McMahon-Helmsley area, that tremendous TV? About the only thing I liked of Stephanie when she was a character on TV was when it was during that invasion angle, and she was ECW. That was sacrilege in and of itself. The leader of ECW, and it involved Jericho, and Jericho was going to wrestle Rhino, and he said something about he was going to take care of that dirty, greasy, smelly bargain basement trash bag, whatever. And he goes, yeah, and I'm going to take care of you too, Rhino. When she was there, she sold that really well. So that perhaps that was more Chris Jericho.
I think she done a good job as the GM of SmackDown as well, though. I think when Bischoff was on Raw and she was on SmackDown, I think that was some good stuff there as well. Anything after that, I'm not so sure.
Stephanie was a sweetheart. I get along very well with Stephanie McMahon, and I'm glad she's going in. I'm happy for her.
What about Shane?
But she
Should
deserve
Shane
it.
not be in? before her. He was a worker.
Who was there first?
Linda. She got 2. Linda should go in.
Yeah, that maybe someday. But Shane was a referee long before he started working.
I don't remember him ever reffing, did he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was 18 or 19 or something like that. And he was reffing.
I don't recall him being there when I got there. Maybe he was. No, he's part of the Main Street Posse. Yeah, he was there. Mm-hmm. He was there first. He had to have been there first.
He had a lot of matches as well.
Yeah. Amazing matches. Some of the stuff.
He's another good guy. He's another really good guy.
Well, hopefully he'll get the call next, but I'm not sure he gives a damn.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Cody Rhodes topped the Pro Wrestling Illustrated 500 again. Did you see that for the second consecutive year? He became part of a small group that did it back to back. Bret Hart, Stone Cold, John Cena, and I guess that's about it. And then the rest of the list is pretty predictable, I would say. But the PWI 500, that's quite an honor, I would say. It's not, what it was years ago, before the age of the internet, really, but still quite an accomplishment to be a part of that. And I just happen to have the number of times that Mr. Ryder was ranked in the PWI 500 as high as number 263. That's pretty impressive in and of itself. But first of all, what do you think?
Me and Inferno Kid were always one apart all the time.
What do you think of Cody being on top again? And in terms of the PWI in and of itself, how do you feel about the prestigious nature of that, or are you split on it?
Well, prestigious, I don't know. It's fun when you're a kid and you get your name in there. You makes you feel important in the world. Is it what it used to be? Probably not. When Brandy Mankiewicz was there, she was our girl. She loved us to death, so she'd make sure all our pictures got in there. Of course, Bill Apter was there. He left PWI magazine years ago, but they were good friends of ours, especially with ECWA and Jim Kettner. So you'd always get a bunch of us from there in there. It was cool to be in there. It was nice to be appreciated, and it was nice to get your picture in there. And did it make you any more money? No, but was it cool? Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's quite a few guys from Ireland that wrestle here got into it, and they were happy,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to be number 1 or number 500 all the time. I was, why would you want to be number 500? But people love being number 500. Ben Bishop 500 last year, the year before, he said. I think so.
What do you think, Morris, about Cody being on top again? I don't know.
I guess though, like for a top guy, he rarely misses a show, and I'm guessing that the amount of shows that he does in comparison to everyone else, and the fact that he's in the main event all the time, plays a lot of factors into it. So he is, from what we see anyway, a very hardworking guy. And like, I don't know, like, does it come into like how many matches he works per year, or like how do they determine who's 1 and who's 500? Like, I don't know, what's the criteria here?
Who's over? Who's had the title the longest? Who's getting the biggest pops? And listen, we were all getting sick of Cody having the belt. I'm glad he got it back because everybody else really shit the bed with it. Even poor John Cena couldn't get over with the fucking belt.
I still think they buried Drew McIntyre in that match at WrestlePalooza. There's no way he should have. There should have been a schmaz finish or something. Not everything has to be a clean finish on these B pay-per-views.
No, I agree with that. That shouldn't have been a clean finish on him. But he's going to shoot some movies, so that's why they couldn't put the belt on him. But my understanding was that Cody wanted to drop the belt to him. Cody wanted to drop the belt to him, and they wouldn't let him. And McIntyre, they had a thing they wanted to do. They was going to get it back in Perth or something, but they wouldn't let him drop it.
I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't understand that. He should get another shot at it, because his other run during the Thunderdome era really didn't count.
Era.
Yeah, didn't really count.
Imagine you get stuck. You finally get your WrestleMania main event, and that shit happens.
Terrible
wrestling Lesnar in an empty arena.
Terrible luck. Just want to shout out a great talent based out of Syracuse, New York, who wrestled on Flex in the beginning. The Moonlight Sun, Mike Skyros, number 470 on the PWI 500. I talked to him about it at the show. He was happy about it, and what a worker he is, still tearing it up out there on the independents. So congratulations to him. Did you guys see the comments MVP made about Triple H?
I did.
Kind of interesting. It's known that there's a history of animosity between the two, but he said that he had zero respect for him personally or professionally, and he declined to get into specifics, but he was alluding to, I don't know, the vibe that I got from it was that he felt that he mishandled himself in the Hurt business for racial reasons. Not something that I would put out there without really being confident in that. What do you make of that?
Billy Fives is very good friends with Antonio Banks, and he said he's a very good guy. And I've never had the pleasure of meeting Antonio Banks, but I've heard good things. I'm so sick of the racial bullshit where everything's because of racial. Maybe Triple H just thought the Hurt business was boring, because it fucking was. It really was. Bobby Lashley, as big and good looking as the guy is mud. He just
no personality.
He has no personality. Zero. Brock Lesnar couldn't get him over. Like, accept the fact that you're just boring. And he's a tough son of a bitch. He should have gone to MMA, but he could not get over. It had nothing to do with black, white, Jew, Palestine. It was boring. Nobody was buying your shirts.
Speaking of black wrestlers, and the first ever Black Intercontinental Champion, Ahmed Johnson, in a car crash. Thoughts go out to him. Tony Norris.
Driving a Nissan. There's a
the car didn't look too good, did it?
It looked like he ran into the back of it.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Yeah, the
airbag's okay.
Probably. I guess MVP doesn't have any plans to return to WWE in the near future.
I imagine they're paying him very, very well where he's at.
Well, good for him, I guess, to have that deal in AEW. I think.
When do us Irishmen get to start screaming racism all the time? They wiped out half our country with slavery, for God's sake. When can we start screaming from the rafters that we're being discriminated?
That happened in the 1800s.
Yeah, well,
in North America.
In 1970, my grandfather still had an Irish need not apply sign on his wall. So I guess it wasn't that long ago.
We had to leave here because the English invaded us, so we'll blame them.
Well, regardless, I thought it was a pretty shocking statement to throw out there. But along those lines, Bret Hart's been at it again. Bitter Bret. He commented on Stephanie McMahon.
What's he mad about now?
He never stops. He commented about Stephanie McMahon going into the Hall of Fame. Had some choice words there, and he called Triple H a phony, and stated that he never deserved the title, and the only reason is because he married Stephanie. And then he went so far. I listened to this recent interview, a 20-minute deal he went on between the ropes. I guess he was at.
Yeah, he was over in the UK doing a tour in a couple of cities over in England and Scotland. That's when it was.
Yeah,
recently.
Yeah. And he made a statement to the effect that if Hunter had been in the locker room when he slugged Vince in Montreal, it probably wouldn't have happened. So the man never stops.
I don't know why he's so angry. Because he wasn't the champion for 20 years straight. I don't know. Concussions, the stroke. I don't know why he's so mad.
What happens though, because he still has a good relationship with WWE. Like, what is that like when he walks back into the room every so often with everyone? I think they probably just ignore everything he says now.
Absolutely. He walks up and shakes Triple H's hand, and they have
Yeah.
their give Stephanie a hug. It's a guarantee what's going on. New Jack was the best at this. New Jack would talk shit about Jim Cornette everywhere. And as soon as he got around Cornette, he'd be like, "No, it's an angle, bro. We're just working an angle.
Just working.
I think I hate you." And Cornette was like, "Well, hell, that's a hell of a... You could have told me about the angle." It's like, I wasn't aware we were doing an angle. Well, hell, he called me a piece of shit about 4,000 times.
Yeah, and the fan, a fan in this Q&A asked him about the eye roll during the I guess that was WrestleMania when Hunter was inducted and Stone Cold and Brett got that recognition for the match that they had in WrestleMania 13, and he did that on purpose, I guess. And he goes, "Oh, did you guys notice that?" And as soon as he did it, people were talking. I'm getting the impression that Brett is now getting of the age where people are starting to go, he's a little out there. The the CTE, the concussion, everything's starting to impact on him. And apparently when you get up there in those situations, you can get loose with your lips. So
I think he's got enough money. He just doesn't give a shit. He can't.
No. Absolutely.
I mean, he's got to have 15 million, 20 million in the bank. I don't know what he's got left. But, I mean, his WCW contract was pretty damn lucrative.
Have you been to his bar over there, Jack, in Canada?
I haven't been out west in a long time, but I'm planning to go out next spring-ish, and definitely will stop by there and hopefully do a podcast in person with the one and only Teddy Hart, who's still making a comeback, working the independents, and trying to have that one last great run. I'd be really interested in managing him and bringing him into Flex. So we'll see what happens there. Speaking of,
I want to see a podcast with him and CM Punk on it. That's what I want to see. I want to see those two have a conversation.
He owned CM Punk in that fight.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. I was there the week after. I missed the fight. I was there the week after the fight. I missed the fight.
He's a tough guy, Teddy. A lot of people, I guess underrate him or whatnot. But yeah, he's not a guy to be trifled with.
Is he actually a Hart?
Yes.
How? I don't know how he's related to the Harts.
His dad married into the Hart family. His last name is Ennis, and his dad married a Hart.
Put you in the Hart Foundation, I guess. I got a lot of fun. I thought last time I talked to him, I was at WCW in Philly talking to him, Chris Candido, and Tammy, and that's the first time I met Ric Flair.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice.
Any Ric Flair stories this week?
Just that he hopes. Okay, good segue. John Cena's next opponent for Crown Jewel will be the man that Mr. Ryder knows well, AJ Styles.
Cena kicks him right in the fucking head.
Well, it's interesting because I've been looking for your match against AJ, and I found about 2 minutes of it on Instagram, and I'm listening. You're taking it to him until the point that you're outside, and he does the, I guess it's the tope onto you. But I'm listening to the commentary, and they're saying, I had the distinct impression that they were going to have an angle with you and him, because they were saying that I forget who it was brought you in to take care of AJ. Was that in the works? Were you going to have a program with him there?
I had Pendergrass as my manager there, which I thought was hilarious. I love Pendergrass, but who knows? I don't know. Next time I came back, they made me beat up the Naturals they wouldn't let me bump the Naturals. I never really pursued TNA though. I should have. I should have called Jeff Jarrett. I could have gone there. And honestly, I've said it before. Had I stayed, I would have taken their belt within 3-4 months. I would have taken that title, and I would have taken it off of Jarrett. And then me and AJ should have battled after that. But I liked it there. I did. I just didn't. I was still in WWE world. I wanted to go back to WWE.
Mm. Well, I could just tell that you were figured in, and they were the commentators were doing what they should do. They're putting over this storyline, and I'd love to see the full match because you took it to them.
We had a great match. We had a lot of fun working them. I took it. I was laying it in. I told him to lay it in too, but I didn't realize he was gonna go in the back and cry about it. Fucking baby. And then we went out to dinner. He went back, cried. Then we all went out to dinner together. He didn't mention shit about it. My buddy, little fucker.
Interesting.
Well, running in Perth, Australia, out of nowhere.
The match with John Cena though, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, it's just like, let's have a match, John Cena. We've never had a match. Is that basically what this is?
No, they had a bunch of matches. Didn't AJ?
They had a bunch of matches.
Okay, I thought. Okay, so what's the significance of this match then?
No,
it's one of
Cena gets to pick his last 4 opponents.
Yeah,
and the last one's going to be Edge.
You think?
100%, no doubt in my mind.
I've heard that. I don't know. I can't see him walking away from that.
That's going to be the Saturday night main event.
That'll be the main event.
Yes. Wouldn't it be great if Edge and Chris Jericho showed up for a triple threat with John Cena that night? Double blow, Tony Khan.
Yeah, indeed. But speaking of Flair, he said that he hopes that John Cena stays retired and just boots because he can't. He can understand how it's tempting to come back. My God, he's the poster child for that now that Terry Funk's gone, unfortunately. But yeah, he weighed in on that, saying that he thinks he will, and I probably would agree.
He'll never get in the ring again.
Yeah.
I think John Cena is truly a man of his word.
Mm-hmm.
But never say never.
Maybe in his last night he'll pull the retirement thing, and then he'll turn on Mark Henry this time. Slam Mark Henry.
That was a good angle. Just a short little bit about Carlito, a guy that I had booked for one of my shows, and then he went back to WWE and did nothing. He was talking about his release on Busted Open and said, I'm at this point, I'm like a beaten housewife. Loyalty goes 2 ways. They weren't loyal to me, and at this point, I'm open to everything. I wanted it to be like that, but if they don't love you back, you've got to get out of that relationship. You know what I mean?
He's not wrong.
He's back in Ireland next week.
Mm-hmm. He's not wrong. They weren't doing anything. Well, he's just a comedic sidekick for what's his name, Dominic Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
He got paid for 1.5 years.
Handsomely.
Yeah, actually 2 years ish. Do you think his I guess you weren't around when or maybe you were when he first came into WWE? Did you share a lot of
the apple in people's face? Yeah.
Yeah. Did he have somewhat of a difficult attitude?
Not that I'm aware of. Never heard a bad thing about him. Never heard.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought
back different world. I didn't meet too many guys that did have a bad attitude, except for Brian Christopher. He was the only asshole that I met the entire time there.
Yeah, I think they could have done a lot more with him. He came back in the best shape of his life, and aside from the one run-in that Puerto Rican pay-per-view, he just, like you said, he just kind of hung around. Made his money, screwed up my show. So not screwed up my show, but certainly hurt the gate. Oh well, that's WWE when they come calling. Final story I found interesting. Did you see the one about Jake the Snake Roberts saying today's talent has lost respect for kayfabe? Did you see this story?
I have not seen this one.
No.
Yeah, he says he expressed concern that younger talent no longer value kayfabe and instead lean too heavily on spectacle to hide shortcomings in the ring, saying that reliance on pyro, run-ins, and constant distraction takes away from what wrestling is supposed to be about. He talked about that stuff to cover up lack of knowledge. And then he said, he pointed out to the, like you were talking about earlier, lighter schedules of today's wrestlers as a factor holding them back in developing their craft, saying that you wrestle a couple times a month. It's not enough to truly grow as a wrestler. And he talked about how many times he did it, but his biggest frustration lies in what he views as a lack of respect for the core traditions of wrestling, particularly the art of protecting kayfabe. And this is, quote, guys don't even care anymore. That's another thing that pisses me off. They don't think about it. They couldn't care less. Is that fair, or is that a little much of a generalized statement?
I think he's dead accurate. I mean, he's right. I mean, that's why their attendance is down. They don't have any heroes much anymore. They don't have any. Is Maurice okay? You gonna drop that on us over there? Wait, what's 911 in Ireland?
He needs
999. 999.
999. No, Jake's right. Listen, Jake's a psychology master. In fact, the Undertaker would not have been as good as the Undertaker if it wasn't for Jake. So when Jake tells you your psychology sucks, you listen to Jake. He's the guy you always go to. And I used to talk to Jake a lot on Facebook, a lot. And then he kind of got away from it. When he said he retired, he kind of stopped talking to people. But he's right. He's dead accurate. And if they went back to that, which I don't know if you can ever get it back, now that they have TV shows about it, the attendance would go up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, people were calling 911 when Vince McMahon's limousine blew up because they thought it was real. So
that was great.
Now they know it's not.
The only thing I would say overall that he's accurate in my experience, but then you've got independents that really stress tradition and respecting the business. And I always talk about 2CW out of New York State and all the tradition that they instill in their wrestlers. Mike Skyros came out of 2CW, and they talk about kayfabe being, to the best that you can. Kayfabe has to be protected for example, the social media thing where you've got wrestlers on social media that after a barn burner of a match, they take pictures in the back and they're thanking each other and or let their personal business go out and don't respect their character. Shout out to Ben Hameen and Strangler Steve King in 2CW. I know they're having a big reunion show, a couple of shows in November in Watertown. So if you're in the area, fans, that's a very well regarded independent to check out. But I think by and large overall in Flex Wrestling, again, tradition based. I think there's pockets that get it, and then there's others that don't.
It's the same here, even in the small shows that NLW are running. They meet the kids after the show, but it's only faces. There'll be no heels meeting the kids after the show, and those little small traditions. As soon as the doors opened, I was at a different company's wrestling show not so long ago, and the doors opened, and the guys were just walking around before their match, in between the crowd, in between kids everywhere. But for the shows that we're doing, there's none of that. Everybody's backstage after the show. The faces meet the kids. That's it. Everyone out, go. Those little traditions, I think, are nice.
I agree with you, and it makes it special.
Before we shut this edition down, I just wanted to inquire if you happen to see any of the interview I did with Jimmy Yang. I know you're familiar with Jimmy Yang, Mr. Ryder, and he had some comments about Chris Benoit that are making the news across several platforms, and really he said it was the most honest and open answer he had about the question, and I would encourage folks watching to check that interview out to see the full interview, because he's a very entertaining individual, and I found it to be a very honest and open interview. His autobiography just dropped. It's called Young's Time, and it's available on Amazon. So fans should really pick that one up too. Did you have any Jimmy Wang Yang or other incarnation encounters with him, Mr. Ryder?
With Wang Yang, not many. Just passing in the hallway, always a gentleman, funny, always smiling, laughing with Funaki and those guys. Those guys were a trip. Funaki, man, they were the best. Number one Funaki. But no, not much with Jimmy Wang Yang. I know everybody loves him. Everybody loves the guy. Except JBL. I think JBL hates him. I think JBL doesn't want to hate Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yeah, what was that about?
Chris
I missed
Benoit,
that. It was due to what?
Chris Benoit, however, I have stories about him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, didn't somebody ask why didn't you ask him about JBL or something like that?
Yeah, I totally missed that. I gapped on that. I only had about an hour, so
let me have a look, and I'll try find out what happened there while we're wrapping up.
Oh, JBL. Well, JBL, if he starts picking on you, you don't fight back right away. He'll torture you. I don't know if maybe he out tortured JBL. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, well, Joey Styles, I guess, knocked him on his keister on a plane. Were you around when that happened?
I was not. I thought it was in the back of the arena, gorilla position, wasn't it?
Could be. Maybe I'm getting confused with other.
He lit him up.
Yeah, which everybody was surprised about, and then he backed off, I guess.
Well, that's what happens to the bullies.
Did you? You were there at a time when there was allegedly a backstage bullying culture. Did you see any of that?
I never saw it because everybody respected me. I mean, Brian Christopher's the only one I ever got into it with, and the rest of them were cool with me. I'll tell you, Bradshaw hated Taz. Oh, he was relentless on Taz. He would torture him the minute he got there. He hated him. But no, I've never seen. I've heard they duct tape Brian Christopher together in a band, but I never saw any of it. No.
I can't find anything.
People call Bubba Ray Dudley a bully too. He's an asshole. No, he's not. He's from New York and he's funny as fuck.
I can't see anything definitive there.
Hello, jobbers, and everybody get offended. What are you fucking joking? Lighten the fuck up.
Calm down. You never found anything, Morris?
Nothing definitive in the news there. I did find that JBL called him a gook on live television before, but
maybe that's
back when JBL was remember he was the big racist and trying to get the Mexicans out with Eddie Guerrero and all that good stuff.
Then he had a little incident in Germany that wasn't so good. So
yes, he walked around, did the duck walk,
the foot stomp.
Yeah,
they were going to arrest him. They were going to arrest him.
Yeah, he had to get bailed out by Vince, I understand. So
and then Jericho had an incident too. I think it was Brazil. He picked his nose on the flag.
Yeah, and you can get arrested for. Yeah,
they took him right out of the ring, right to the airport to get him so he wouldn't get arrested.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Those are the stories of legend. Well, we're going to shut this one down. A lot of content. We'll be sure to pick it up again next week. Once again, thanks to DJ Immortal for his great work. And, of course, Matt Ryder, shout out to the Beast Dan Severn. Morris, get some sleep. And you know what? You're not going to meet all the people's needs in one day, so pace yourself.
Yeah, it's my birthday on Sunday, but tomorrow after work, I'm actually going to another wrestling show. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, happy early birthday to the godfather of Cheap Heat Productions. Until next time, folks, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Cheap Heat Productions. Don't forget to hit the notification button and you won't miss any of our upcoming interviews, recurring programs, or entertainment.